We have seen the first Madonna, Savitri, meets while she is entering into the domain of her soul. She is the Madonna of Suffering. She is the Madonna of Grief Divine. She is the Madonna of Divine Pity. Karunamayi Mata, who has taken the burden of this creation upon herself. She bears the grief, the pang, the suffering, the anguish, everything of this creation, of this mortal creature. And it is because she is there that man can to some extent bear the agony of life present in this world here. Savitri tells her that she is this Madonna of suffering, of grief divine, is a part of her own soul. And in other words, it is Savitri who is herself actually bearing the cosmic grief in her soul, the grief of this creation, of this mortal world. And it is because of that we get solace, we get comfort, we have hope of achieving something in this creation. Otherwise, we would have been simply got crushed by the assaults of the troubles, the grief, the tortures of this world. Even while Savitri is assuring her that one day she will come back and give her the divine strength to bear this world, and she assures her that one day there shall be peace and joy forevermore. At the moment there is no peace in this world, there is no joy in this world, but she will come back and bring from the divine source joy divine and peace divine. First peace and then joy. Only when that is established, then can the higher powers of Savitri's soul emerge and do their work. The second power Savitri is meeting is the power of strength and might and wisdom and love, and she is going to narrate to her her story, the part she is playing here in this world here. So Savitri is moving further on her inward journey, and she sees that there is someone sitting there on a huge, massive rock. On past she, we are on section 122, Book of Yoga, the finding of the soul, the triple soul forces, Canto 4, section 122. On past she, in her spirit's upward route, from the first Madonna whom she is meeting, she is now going to meet other one, upward route. An ardent grandeur climbed with ferns and rocks and an ardent grandeur climbed with ferns and rocks. A quiet wind flattered the heart of warmth. A finer perfume breathed from slender trees. So this is a very delicate image, very sweet, very lovable, very charming. An ardent grandeur climbed with ferns and rocks. A quiet wind flattered the heart of warmth. The poetry is very lyrical. Flattered the heart of warmth. A finer perfume, delicate, sweet, very light, from slender trees is there around, and all grew beautiful. All beautiful grew, subtle and high and strange. Subtle and high and strange. Here on a boulder, carved like a huge throne, a woman sat in gold and purple sheen, armed with the trident and a thunderbolt, her feet upon a couchant lion's back. So she is sitting here on a huge boulder. Her image is there in the rocky mountain there, and she looks impressive, majestic, full of beauty and grandeur and power and strength. A woman sat in gold and purple sheen. Gold and purple, these are the signs of majesty, of royalty, and she is there, sitting there in her royal posture, armed with a trident and a thunderbolt. She is there with the weapons, trident and thunderbolt, Trishul and Vajra. These are the weapons she is carrying, not only to defend herself against the hostile forces, the anti-divine forces, but also to attack them. She is a warrior goddess, and she is there ready to fight any opposition that might spring up from anywhere. And with a trident and a thunderbolt, Trishul and Vajra, her feet upon a couchant lion's back. The lion is sitting at her feet, and her feet are actually resting on his back there. A formidable smile curved round her lips. She is there. There is a very gentle but very powerful smile on her lips. One can feel the presence. That is the image of Durga when she is riding the lion. You see on her lips a very gentle smile. But here it is a formidable smile. You see. Formidable smile curved round her lips. Heaven fire laughed in the corners of her eyes. She is looking at the entire scene, at the entire cosmic dimension, against everything, with the fire coming out from her eyes. Heaven fire, Divya Agni, it is that which is shining out from her eyes. Divya Agni, heaven fire, laughed in the corners of her eyes. Her body, a mass of courage and heavenly strength. She is dauntless, she is fearless, she will not be afraid of any enemy, howsoever strong he may be. Full of courage, she is sitting there. Her body, a mass of courage and heavenly strength. That is what she is carrying in her body, heavenly strength. She menaced the triumph of the gods of the lower world. the daityas or the Patala, these powers, she will destroy them completely. She menaced the triumph. So if they are winning here a victory in life here, it is she who will take away that victory from their hands, snatch away that victory from them. She menaced the triumph of the nether gods. A halo of lightnings flamed around her head. So what is there around her head, behind her head? Lightning, shining, lustrous, piercing. A halo of lightning flamed around her head. A sovereignty, a great cestus zoned her robe. Aishwarya, sovereignty, kingliness, that is what she is there. Sovereignty. And it is a sovereignty which she is wearing around her waist like a belt. That is what Durga is depicted. She will be wearing a belt, a golden shining belt around her waist, you see. And sovereignty, a great cestus zoned her robe, and majesty and victory sat with her. She is sitting on that stone there. On one side is majesty, on the other side is victory. Vaibhava, majesty, she is there with him. Vijaya, Yasha, he is there with her. Vaibhava, he is there with her. So on one side is majesty, on the other side is victory, conquest, Yasha. They are there sitting by her side. And majesty and victory sat with her, guarding in the wide cosmic battlefield against the flat equality or death, and the all-leveling insurgent night, the hierarchy of the ordered powers. She is sitting there. By her side are majesty and victory, and they are guarding what? The hierarchy of these cosmic worlds, the ascending levels of this world, guarding the wide cosmic battlefield. Here is the battlefield. Here is the Kurukshetra. Here is taking the constant war between devas and daityas, between the divine forces, the forces of light, and the forces of darkness, the forces of night. The constant battlefield is there here in this creation, and she is there sitting with victory and majesty on her side, guarding in the wide cosmic battlefield against the flat equality or death. Death doesn't care who will die. Everybody is equal in the eyes of death. Whether he is a king, whether he is a beggar, whether he is an animal, whether he is any living creature, death doesn't care about that thing. Everybody is equal to him. Death is called the leveler. He levels everybody. You may be a very rich man in life. You may be a very poor person in life. You may be a very wise man, philosopher, scientist. Death doesn't care. Everybody is equal, and they are flattened by him. Guarding in the wide cosmic battlefield against the flat equality of death and the all-willing insurgent night, night which rises with revolt against the powers of day. Against that she is guarding the powers of the hierarchy of the ordered worlds. The ascending steps which are there, it is she who is guarding these powers, and it is because of her that these powers can work here. In spite of death, in spite of hostile forces, they are able to work here. And sovereignty, a great sister, zoned her room, and majesty and victory sat with her, guarding in the wide cosmic battlefield Again the flat equality of death and the all-living insurgent night, the hierarchy of the ordered powers, one above the other, the powers are rising in their greatness, in their functions, in their duties, in their operations. There are powers above powers, and she is the one who is guarding all those powers. Now here we have got a line, guarding in the wide cosmic battlefield. Now here we have battlefield, Kurukshetra, Yuddha Bhumi, that is the battlefield. Battlefield is hyphenated, battle hyphen field. This is the only occurrence in Savitri, or battlefield with hyphen. There are two more occurrences of this word battlefield, but they are without hyphen. In this particular case, we see that there is a hyphen here. Now, technically, from the point of view of English, battlefield is a single word. It is not battle hyphen field. It is a single word. Battlefield, Kurukshetra. We don't say Kurukshetra like that. Rana Bhumi is a single word. It's not Rana Bhumi. Rana Bhumi is a single word like that. Same way here, battlefield. But the hyphenation is serving a very distinct purpose from the point of poetry. That is very important. And that is what you have in Savitri. The alertness to the poetic rhythm and movement is what gives value to each and everything which is present in Savitri. Why hyphen? Why not hyphen? All these things are important in a certain point. The line is guarding in the wide cosmic battlefield. Guarding, that is long short, trucky. Guarding in the Pirik, short. Wide cosmic, again long, spondy. Battle, cosmic battle, I am. Field, I am. So you have here basically Trochee, Pirik, Spondy, I am. That's the rhythm of the line. And if you remove that hyphen, it will become battlefield. See, the accent which is necessary on field, that goes away. And then the rhythm is spoiled. Battlefield. You see, the power goes away straight away. But with hyphen, you are giving a definite accent on field, and the rhythm changes because of that. Let's read again. Guarding in the wide cosmic battlefield. That is how the rhythm goes here, see, because of the hyphen there. See. So the poet is very particular also about the technical aspect of it, about the rhythmical movement of each and every line, and therefore each and every comma, punctuation, hyphenation, or whatever you call it, is important in Savitri. Against the flat equality of them and the all-living insurgent night, the hierarchy of the ordered powers, the high chainless values, the peaked eminences. She is guarding the values of existence, high, noble, lofty. These are the values, precious things of life, of existence. She is guarding them, you see. High, chainless values, the peaked eminences, the greatnesses, the qualities which are important, the superlatives which are necessary for existence. It is she who is guarding all the while. The hierarchy of the ordered powers, the high chainless values, the peaked eminences, the privileged aristocracy of truth. Truth has its own Aishwarya, wideness, majesty, and it is she who is guarding the majesty of truth here in spite of darkness, in spite of opposition, in spite of ugliness. It is she who is guarding the values of truth here. The privileged aristocracy of truth, and in the governing ideals of sun, the ideal sun which is shining here, which is governing. It is the idea which is governing this creation. It is she who is guarding the sun. And in the governing ideals, the sun, the triumvirate of wisdom, love, and bliss, and the soul, autocracy, or the absolute light. So truth, then ideals, the sun's values, then wisdom, love, and bliss, and the autocracy or the absolute light in this creation. It is these she is guarding against all the hostile attacks. So hers is a warrior spirit to fight against all which will attack the values here in existence. The high changeless values, the peaked eminences, the privileged aristocracy of truth, widest abundance, plenitude, generosity, that is the quality of aristocracy, nobility of truth. These are the things which is guarding here. And in the governing ideal sun, under the ideal sun, what is she is governing? The triumvirate of wisdom, love, and bliss. The three forces, three powers, three great agents which are governing here. It is them she is guarding. Who are these? Wisdom, love, and bliss. Vijnana, prema, ananda. These are the qualities which are present here. And it is this triumvirate which she is supporting and protecting in this creation. Vijnana, ananda, prema, because they are otherwise susceptible to attacks by the hostile forces in this creation. She is standing there, and because of her, these are safe here, you see. And the soul autocracy of the absolute light, autocracy, single master, full authority in this creation. Of whose? Of light, prakasha. It is the autocracy of prakasha, of light, which is guarding here. So basically, we have got here a kind of a description of political order, triumvirate, autocracy. Then earlier we had aristocracy. These are the high noble powers, Nawab, aristocrat. These are the qualities which one cherishes to have here. Triumvirate, that is the famous phrase of the ancient Roman times. And the first triumvirate was Julius Caesar. Who are these first? Let's see. Let me check again. Julius Caesar, Pompey, and Marcus Decipius. This was the first triumvirate. After Julius Caesar murder, the second triumvirate which came into existence was Octavius, that is Augustus Caesar, Mark Antony, and Lepidus. These are the three powers which are governing simultaneously the Roman kingdom at the time, Roman Empire. Now here we have got the triumvirate of wisdom, love, and bliss. It is their aristocracy, their power, their authority which is governing this creation. And to guard them, we have got legions, we have got powers. But here we have got this Madonna herself, this great majestic lady, woman. It is she with a lion at her feet, with a trishul in her hand, vajra in her hand, sitting there, see, trident and thunderbolt. It is she is carrying on with her. and the governing ideals, the triumvirate of wisdom, love, and bliss, and the sole autocracy of the absolute light. Light that cannot be challenged, Prakash. It is she who is guarding all these things here. August, on her seat in the inner world of mind. Where is she sitting? In the inner world of mind. She has not yet entered, Savitri has not yet entered into her soul. She has gone level below level. She is now in the inner world of mind. And it is there she is meeting this woman. August on her seat in the inner world of mind, the mother of might, look down on passing things. She is the mother of might. Shaktiman, might, and at the same time Mata. She is holding them here. Listen to the advancing trade of time. She sees the passage of time, moments of things, history rolling down. She is looking at the thing and she is hearing them. Listen to the advancing trade of time. Saw the irresistible wheeling of the suns. The suns themselves are moving in the skies constantly. She sees all those movements and heard the thunder of the march of God through the passage of time. What does she hear? In spite of all these difficulties, all these obstacles which are there, the actions of the anti-divine forces, their hostilities, in spite of that, what does she see? She sees the triumphant march of God in the passage of time, and heard the thunder of the march of God. Amid the swaying forces in their strife, sovereign was her word of luminous command. Such authority she has got, and so bright and brilliant and splendid that what she says must happen. Her speech, like a war cry, rang, or a pilgrim chant. As a pilgrim goes to the temple, goes to a holy place, goes to a shrine, and he goes on constantly chanting, constantly Anandamayi, Chaitanyamayi, Satyamayi, Anandamayi, Chaitanyamayi, Satyamayi. He constantly keeps on chanting, and this is what she hears. Her speech, like a war cry, rang, or a pilgrim chant, a charm restoring hope in failing hearts. Our hearts are feeble, our hearts are weak, but she is there to restore hope in our weakness. Aspire the harmony of her puissant voice, and it is in that condition she is speaking. Her voice is rising, and she is telling to Savitri, "Oh Savitri, I am thy secret soul." She is revealing to her, to Savitri, with all these qualifications, with all those beautiful things in her possession, with that majesty, loftiness, sublimity, everything is there in her command. And it is with that she is telling Savitri, Savitri, I am your secret soul. So, the second Madonna, the Madonna of might, the mother of works and force, she is going to narrate her account, details, her work she has been doing in the inner world. She comes from the inner mind, that is her station, but hers is a work coming from above, from the divine, directly. She is stationed in the world of inner mind. She tells Savitri that she is her own secret soul. Oh Savitri, I am thy secret soul. I come down from the transcendent, from her soul, from her Jivatma. I come down into the human world, and the moment washed by unsleeping eye, I see the passing show of things which are happening in the process of time, the rolling of events and constant activity which is going on in this creation. This is what I have been watching always with an open eye and eye that never sleeps, that never blinks also. And the moment watched by an unsleeping eye, all the great events of history, wars, treatise of peace, great creations of arts, great creations of literature, drama, music, poetry, quarrels, struggles, anguish, sufferings. All these things she has been watching from above. And the moment watched by an unsleeping eye, and the dark contrariety of earth's fate, the contradictions, the oppositions, the struggle which is there that I have been watching constantly, and the battle of the bright and somber powers. There are gods of light, there are powers of darkness, there are the sons of Aditi working here, there are sons of Diti also operating here. The struggle which constantly goes between them, between the gods and the asuras, that I have been watching here. It is not only what happens on the surface human field, but the occult battles which constantly are fought. I have been watching them. And I have been playing my part in those battles. And the battle of the bright and somber powers, Chayamaya Purusha, Prakashamaya Purusha, their conflicts, that is what I have been watching. I stand upon earth's path of danger and grief and help the unfortunate and save the doomed. That is my role. I see people suffering, struggling. There is a danger on the way. There are pits, there are falls, there are predators, every kind of there are robbers. I guard the pilgrim souls. I stand upon earth's path of danger and grief and help the unfortunate and save the doomed. That is what I have been doing. I give them not only succor but also give them protection. To the strong, I bring the guerdon of their strength, those who are full of valor, heroism, nobility of spirit. To them, I give the reward of their strength. I give them trophies. I give them award. To the weak, I bring the armor of my foes. Those who are feeble, to them I give them protection. I put on their breast a defensive coverings so that they can stand against the hostile attacks. Chilkat, that is what I do. I provide to them all the things. To the strong I bring the guerdon of the strength. To the weak I bring the armor of my foes. To men who long I carry their coveted joy. They are desirous of joy and happiness. I carry the joy for them. I am fortune, justifying the great and wise who have turned towards noble values of life. To them I give my help always. I am fortune, Shri, and give them the proper reward. Justifying the great and wise, Mahan and Jnani, to them I give them the appropriate reward. By the sanction of the plaudits of the crowd, there is the approval of everybody all around, plaudits. By the sanction, I can't name. But those who are not on the path of righteousness, of values, of life, of nobility, to them what do? I trample them with the armed heel of fate. Fate comes in and walks over them. I give them punishment, I give them reward. I am fortune justifying the great and wise by the sanction of the plaudits of the crowd, then trampling them with the armed heel of fate. My ear is lean to the cry of the oppressed, those who suffer, who are facing the cruelties of life. I hear their cry and give them help. I topple down the thrones of tyrant kings, Dushasanas, those who are bad rulers, tyrants. I throw them in the path of life. A cry comes from proscribed and hunted lives. What is condemned? What is not accepted? What is not proper? To that, from that, a cry comes, appearing to me against a pitiless world. I hear that cry constantly. A voice, the forsaken and desolate, and a lone prisoner in his dungeon cell. Somebody is locked up in the prison, in the pit of the house, in the castle, alone, darkness, tied with a heavy metal ball sitting in the wall. I hear his cry, and to him I give the necessary consolation. A voice of the forsaken and desolate is lying there, and the lone prisoner in his dungeon cell. Men hail my coming, they welcome me. In my coming, the Almighty is a force. When I come, I visit them, I live with them. They see that it is not she who is coming, it is a force from the divine himself who is coming here. Men hail in my coming, the Almighty's force, or praise with thankful tears his Savior grace. They offer their tears to me with thanks. I smite the Titan who bestrides the world. He is riding on the world. I smite him off. I remove him. I kill him. I destroy him. And slay the ogre in his blood-stained den. These are the powers of the vital nature, Asuric and Rakshasic. I kill them. I remove them from the scene. I smite the Titan who bestrides the world and slay the ogre and his blood-stained den. I am Durga, goddess of the proud and strong. See the iron goddess, the iron spirit of heroism, of nobility, of victory. That is what she possesses. I am Durga, goddess of the proud and strong, and Lakshmi, of sweetness, of harmony, of beauty, of charm. I am Lakshmi, queen of the fair and fortunate, and I wear the face of Kali when I kill. Then I am fierce and I put on the face of Kali to destroy whatever stands in the way. The moment the demoniac forces started attacking in the Second World War, Paris, it was a dance of Kali which arose there. And she took the entire control in her hands. This happens constantly at every important juncture in the course of history. And slay the ogre in his proud, stained hand, and I am Durga, goddess of the proud and strong, and Lakshmi, queen of the fair and fortunate. I wear the face of Kali when I kill, I trample the corpses of the demon hordes that lie at my feet. I kill them and I trample them. I am charged by God to do His mighty work. This is the work I am doing. I am charged, I am given the force, I am given the command, I am given the courage, I am given the strength to do His work. I am charged by God to do His mighty work. Uncaring, I serve His will, who sent me forth. He has sent me here. And I don't care about the consequences. Whether somebody will say something good about me or something bad about me, somebody will come in my way, somebody will help me. I don't care about that. I do my work because I have received a command to do this work from above. I am charged by God to do His mighty work. Uncaring, I serve His will, who sent me forth, reckless of peril and earthly consequences. What will happen of this? I don't care. These are all small, trivial, earthly things. Victory, defeat, they are inconsequential to me. I reason not of virtue and of sin, whether it is good, whether it is bad, whether it is hinsa or whether it is ahimsa, I don't care. If it is necessary to kill, I kill, and I don't consider it is something which I should follow in the manner of ahimsa. Ahimsa is, after all, what? Is a certain nobility for a certain type of a work. But when the divine work has to be done, then nothing should stand in the way. We have to transcend even these moral values of life here. They are all mental values, ethical values only. I reason not of virtue and of sin. If it is necessary to kill an enemy, I kill him. I don't weigh about those things. I reason not. Is it good or bad? If the Kauravas had to be destroyed, I destroy them. It must happen. In fact, that is the command which is given to man. I reason not of virtue and of sin, but do the deed He has put into my heart. That is the only thing which counts for me. Whatever He has told me to do here, that is what I do, irrespective of the consequences, irrespective of the comments people will make, irrespective of what gods will say, what the titans will say, what the asuras will say. I don't care about it. I fear not, for the angry frown of heaven. If something is against the wishes of heaven, I don't care. Because my voice, my command, my adesh is coming straight from above, from Almighty. So even if heaven is going to tell me this or that, I don't care about that. It's not small gods who are going to govern my action. It is the Almighty who will govern my action. I fear not for the angry frown of heaven. I flinch not from the red assault of hell. I crush the opposition of the gods. Tread down a million goblin obstacles. Whatever comes in the way, I tread down. I destroy them, I remove them, I demolish everything which comes in the way. I guide man to the path of the divine. That is my main concern, to guide man on the divine path and guard him from the red wolf and the snake. Red wolf and the snake. Red wolf, that is the Vedic metaphor. Snake, that is the Christian metaphor. I guard man while he is moving towards the divine from the red wolf and the snake. Red wolf is a terror. He will tear you apart. Wolf, his concern is to tear you apart, man. He say vital force, a strong vital force who enjoys tearing things which existed. So if man is there, he wouldn't mind tearing. But I am there to guard him from the red wolf. Same way, man can be seduced. He can be deceived. Even against that snake, I guard man. And guard him from the red wolf and the snake. I set in his mortal hand my heavenly sword. I give him my sword here, the conqueror's sword, and put on him the breastplate of the gods. Armor I put on him so that the hostile cannot attack him directly. I break the ignorant pride of human mind. I am a great doer. I am a great philosopher. I am a great king. I am a great philanthrope. These are the things which man prides in. But I destroy that pride of man. I break the ignorant pride of human mind and lead the thought to the wideness of the truth. Yes, what is your strength? What is your wisdom? Nothing. I take him to the source of all those things, the truth. I rend man's narrow and successful life and force his sorrowful eyes to gaze at the sun, not small little lamps on the road. I ask him to look at the sun and receive direct inspiration from the sun himself and force his sorrowful eyes to gaze at the sun that he may die to earth and live in his soul. Die to earth that he may give up his littleness, his smallness, his pettiness. It is that he must discard. What for? To live in the greatness of his soul, the possibilities of his soul. That is what I am concerned with. I know the goal. I am leading the man. I know how to go, where to go. I know the goal. I know the secret route, how to approach the goal. That also I know. I know the goal. I know the secret route. I have studied the map of the invisible worlds. What is going to happen, what is not going to happen, how to move around. I know everything. I am the battle's head. The journey is a star. I am in the front of battle, on the forefront there, taking the full command of the army and lead man. I am the battle's head. The journey is a star. But the great obstinate world resists my word. The world is not ready to accept what I give it to it. It not only does not accept what I give it to it, it resists, says no, no, no. It pushes out what I offer him. But the great obstinate world resists my word. And the crookedness and evil in man's heart is stronger than the reason, profounder than the pit. That is the pity. You reason something, you argue something, but there is a crookedness deep in the soul of man, in the heart of man, and it resists all that I offer to him. And the crookedness and evil in man's heart is stronger than reason, profounder than the pit, and the malignancy of hostile powers push craftily back the clock of destiny, so they will turn the clock back, push it backward. You start moving into the past. That is what the hostile power will do. I am taking man forward in time, but there is the hostile force which will push him back. And craftily back the clock of destiny, and mightier seems than the eternal will. What has been destined, what has to happen, the way in which time should move, what has been thought out, given, that is pushed back. And mightier seems than the eternal will. The cosmic evil is too deep to unroot. You remove one branch, again another comes. You remove one tree, another comes. Constantly so. That is the pity of this cosmic evil. And the cosmic evil is too deep to unroot. It's not only by cutting, chopping of surfaces, the outer branches, that you can save the world. The cosmic suffering is too vast to heal. As a result, what happens then? Only a few I can help and who receive help from me. People are not ready to receive my help. A few I guide who pass me towards the light. Those who are ready, I take their hand, my hand, and take them to the light. A few I guide who pass me towards the light. A few I save, the mass falls back unsaved. A few I help, the many strive and fail. But I have hardened, but my heart I have hardened, and I do my work. It's all right. You are there, but still I will keep on doing my thing. But my heart I have hardened, and I do my work. Slowly the light grows greater in the east. Slowly the world progresses on God's road. It is a slow march. Few are there who take my help, and slowly things move on the road of God. Slowly the light grows greater in the east. Slowly the world progresses on God's road. His seal is on my task. Whatever I have been doing, He has put His thumb, His seal on it. It cannot fail. It has to happen. The problems are there, the difficulties are there, but a slow work is also going on. And eventually, things will be achieved in the course of time. His seal is on my tongue. It cannot fail. I shall hear the silver swing of heaven's gates. The gates will open out. Heaven's gates will open out, and I will see God coming out of heaven. His seal is on my task. It cannot fail. I shall hear the silver swing of heaven's gates when God comes out to meet the soul of the world. Yes, my work is going on. Things will happen in the course of time. And I am waiting to hear the silver swing of heaven's gates through which God will come out and be here. To save, meet the soul of the world. That is my task. This is the command which is given to me, and I remain here in the world of inner mind and do my task. I try to help man to the extent possible. Those who are ready accept my help. The others will follow in the course of time. Last time we saw the warrior goddess telling her story. She said that she is the one who understands the cosmic evil, which is too deep-rooted, and the cosmic suffering is too vast to heal. yet she is the one who guides a few. A few I guide who pass me towards the light. A few I save, the mass falls back unsaved. A few I help, the many strive and fail. But my heart I have hardened, and I do my work. Slowly the light grows greater in the east. Slowly the world progresses on God's road. His seal is on my task. It cannot fail. I shall hear the silver swing of heaven's gates when God comes out to meet the soul of the world. She spoke, and from the lower human world an answer, a warped echo, met her speech. She is giving the promise, but the answer from the lower world is the distortion of the things here. She spoke, and from the lower human world an answer, a warped echo, met her speech. The voice came through the spaces of the mind of the dwarf Titan, the deformed, chained God, who strives to master his nature's rebel stuff and make the universe his instrument. There is a kind of an asuric force which is rising from below, and it is that which would like to make this world as his instrument. Of the dwarf Titan, the deformed chained God. Once he was a god, but he has been now put into chain here under the clutches of nature, who strives to master his nature's rebel stuff. His own nature he wants to master, but he cannot, and make the universe his instrument for his own purposes. The ego of this great world of desire claimed earth and the wide heavens for their use. He is personified ego. This voice who is speaking here is the personified ego himself. The ego of this great world of desire. He wants to grab everything. Everything should be under his control. Claimed earth and wide heavens for the use of man, head of the life he saves on earth. Man, who is man after all? He is the leader of this creation at the moment, head of the life who saves life on earth. Head of the life it saves on earth. Its representative and conscious soul and symbol of evolving light and force. Well, this is also the possibility of man. He is a symbol of evolving light and force. Man is the link between the animal and God. And therefore, while he is on one side inheriting all the attributes, all the qualities, all the characters of the lower nature or the asura, of the egoistic person, he has also the possibility of moving towards light and force of the higher nature, and symbol of evolving light and force and vessel of the Godhead that must be. Well, he is one who can hold the Godhead in his body. He is a thinking man, a thinking animal. Nature's struggling Lord has made of her his nurse and tool and slave. That is what this person who is responding to the warrior goddess says, that he is a thinking animal. Nature's struggling Lord has made of her his nurse and tool and slave, and pays to her as wage and emolument, inescapably by deep law in things, his heart's grief and body's death and pain. This is what he pays to her. The grief, the pain, death. This is what he pays to nature. wage of emolument. This is the wages he earns and pays to nature. And emolument. A thinking animal, nature's struggling lord, has made of her his nurse and tool and slave, and pays to her as wages and emolument, inescapably by a deep law in thing, his heart's grief and his body's death and pain. His pains are her means to grow, to see and feel. His death assists her immortality. It is because he dies, nature becomes immortal. It is the perpetuation of life through death, which is her character of immortality. The character of her immortality is perpetuation through death. His heart's grief and body's death and pain, these are the wages he gives to her. His pains are a means to grow, to see and feel. His death assists her immortality, a tool and slave of his own, slave and tool. He is a tool of his slave. He is the slave of his own tool. You make machinery, you make equipment, you become his slave. He praises his free will and his mastermind. He thinks himself he is free, and he has got a mind which can think independently. Mastermind, and is pushed by her upon her chosen path. She has chosen the path for her, for him, and he goes by that path alone. He praises his free will and his mastermind, and is pushed by her upon the chosen path. Possessor, he is possessed, and ruler, ruled. He owns things, he possesses things, but actually he is possessed by them. He thinks that he is ruling the world, but actually he himself is ruled by the world. Her conscious automaton, therefore he becomes a tool of nature. Her conscious automaton, her desires dupe, what she wants, what she wishes to do, it is that which he carries out. His soul is her guest, a sovereign mute, inert, his body a robot, his life her way to live, the way she wants him to live, that way he lives. His conscious mind, a strong, revolted serf. His mind is there, but ultimately that mind is a servant of nature. The voice rose up and smote some inner sun from the nether depths in response to the warrior goddess. This voice rises from below and smites the sun, such strength it has. The voice rose up and smote some inner sun. I am the heir of the forces of the earth. I own this thing. I inherited the forces of the earth. Slowly I make my right to my estate. Yes, this is my province, this is my kingdom, this is my world, and I would possess everything, whatever is here. Slowly I make good my right to my estate. This is what I have inherited, and I possess it, I will enjoy it. A growing Godhead in her divinized mud. From matter I have risen up, and it is in that matter I am growing up slowly. I climb a claimant to the throne of heaven. This is what I do. I am rising from below, but my claim is to get heaven. The last born of the earth, I stand the first. Her slow millenniums waited for my birth. Through the process of evolution, long course of evolution, I come here into existence. From matter to life to mind, this lower mind has come into existence. Through millennium, I have been waiting for this birth of mine here. Although I live in time besieged by death. In this world of death, I am living constantly, and precarious is the life here. Although I live in time besieged by death, precarious owner of my body and soul, housed on a little speck amid the stars, in the vastness of this creation, in the vastness of this universe, small little speck only here, housed on a little speck, this earth, amid the stars, for me and my use, the universe was made. I command all the possibilities of the universe, and I live here for that. Immortal spirit in the perishing clay, I am God, still unevolved in human form. I am existing here, though unevolved, but God, I am still here. Even if He is not, He becomes in me. Even assume for a moment that God does not exist, but it is He who will become here through me, because of me. I will become that. The sun and moon and lights upon my paths. The whole cosmic scheme is designed for my use, for my work that I should do here. The sun and moon are lights upon my path. Air was invented for my lungs to breathe. Everything was created for me. Air was invented for my lungs to breathe. Conditioned as a wide and wall-less space for my winged chariot wheels to cleave a road. When I drive in my chariot, it is through the air I cut the way to my destiny. For my winged chariot wheels to cleave a road, the sea was made for me to swim and sail. I carry the commerce of this universe on this seas here. For my winged chariot wheels to cleave a road, the sea was made for me to swim and sail, and bear my golden commerce on its back. It loves cloven with the pleasures gliding keel, as my ship sails through the sea over the ocean's water. The keel cuts away as if laughing at the whole process. It loves cloven with my pleasures gliding keel. I laugh at its black stare of fate and death. I look back and I simply laugh at fate and death. The earth is my floor, the sky my living room. This is my greatness. Here I stand on earth, the sky is my room. Such is the white house, big house in which I live here. All was prepared through many a silent age, through the work of nature. Over long millennium, this has happened for me. The earth is my floor, the sky my living room. All was prepared through many a silent age. God made experiments with animal shapes. Then only when all was ready, I was born. Well, actually, he calls it God. It is not God who made the experiment. It is nature who is making the experiment here. And she has brought out in the course of evolution this thinking creature, man. God made experiments with animals, saying, then only when all was ready, I was born. I was born weak and small and ignorant, a helpless creature in a difficult world, traveling through my brief years with death at my side. I have grown greater than nature, wiser than God. Although I have come because of nature, because of God, I have now become wiser than God. I have become more powerful than nature, and I can do whatever I want to do. I have made real what she never dreamed. She must have been dreaming a lot of things, but she could not achieve them. but I have the capacity. It is I who made those dreams real here. I have seen the powers and harnessed of for my world. I have shaped her metals and new metals made. I will make glass and diamond out of milk, make iron, velvet, water, unbreakable stone, like God in his astutes of artist skill. The way God has created this one, I will make all these things. I will make glass out of milk. I will make velvet out of iron, water, unbreakable stone, like God in his astutes of artist skill. Mold from one primal plasm, protean form, from little small plasm, I can make forms after forms of life. Mold from one primal plasm, protein form, in single nature, multitudinous lives, insects, worms, snakes, animals, birds, all these things, it is I who will make these things. In single nature, multitudinous life, all that imagination can conceive, in mind intangible, remold anew, in matters plastic and solid concrete. No magic can surpass my magic's skill. That will be my magic. There is no miracle I shall not achieve. Everything will be under my command, and whatever I want to do, I will achieve it. The dwarf titan keeps on boasting about what he can do, what he can complete, which was left undone, incomplete by God Himself. He says, there is no miracle I shall not achieve. That is his boast. But normally, miracle is a thing which happens. It cannot be achieved. Yet he thinks that he is competent enough even to work out the procedural aspects of achieving a miracle. What God imperfect left, and what is the miracle he wants to do? He wants to accomplish whatever has been left by God imperfect, incomplete, that he shall complete. What God imperfect left, I will complete. Out of a tangled mind and half-made soul, his sin and error I will eliminate. What he invented not, I shall invent. He was the first creator, I am the last. So that is the miracle he is going to achieve. That there is mind, there is soul, but they have been left in a condition of imperfection. And here he comes to say that he can bring perfection to mind and soul. Out of a tangled mind and half-made soul, his sin and error I will eliminate. Sin and error, it is that which is the cause of our suffering. And he says that he has power to remove sin and error from creation. It is because of sin and error that Christ had to take birth in order to give to man virtue and truth. But here is the boaster who says that not the Savior, but he himself, who had the power to eliminate sin and error. Now this phrase sin and error appears in the Christian lyrics. The lyric by Adolf Adam, given in 1847. The title is O Holy Night. O Holy Night, that is the night when Christ was going to be born, and therefore that night is a holy night. And the hymn says, the lyric says, O holy night, the stars are brightly shining. Obviously, because it is night. The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Saviour's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error, pining. But the Saviour has come, and it is He who will remove the sin and error. Long lay the world in sin and error, till He appeared, and the soul felt its worth. Soul was pining all along in sin and error, but the moment He has come, the Saviour has come, that thing has disappeared. So it is this suffering, this misery is what this boaster is claiming that he can eliminate. What God imperfect left, I will complete. Out of a tangled mind and half-made soul, his sin and error, I will eliminate. What he invented not, I shall invent. He was the first creator, I am the last. I have found the atoms from which He built the worlds. I have discovered those things, the atoms, the Mahabhutas, the 5 elements of creation. I have discovered them. The first tremendous cosmic energy, the spota, the bang from which the creation arose, that also I know. I have found the atoms from which He built the worlds, the first tremendous cosmic energy. Mission shall leap to slay my enemy kin. Those who are opposing me, they will be slain by that cosmic energy. Mission shall leap to slay my enemy kin. Expunge the nation or abolish a race. This is what has happened in the course of history. Nations have come and they have disappeared. Races have come and they have disappeared. This is what I can do. Death, silence, live where there was laughter and joy. Before I came, there was laughter and joy. But that shall be removed, and what shall be left behind, what shall remain in their place, is the silence of death. Mission shall leave to slay my enemy kin. They will go away. Expunge a nation or abolish a race. Death, silence, leave where there was laughter and joy. Or the fissured invisible shall spend God's force to extend my comforts and expand my wealth. I will conquer seas, I will conquer lands, I will conquer continents and acquire more and more wealth. To extend my comforts and expand my wealth, to speed my car, which now the lightnings drive, and turn the engines of my miracles. Speed my car, which now the lightnings drive. My car is driven by the lightnings, but now that cosmic energy is there, it is that which will drive my chariot, my car, my vehicle. I will take his means of sorcery from his hands. I will snatch away the magic spells which he caused, the sorcery which he wields, and do them greater wonders than his best. What he could not achieve, I will achieve in a greater measure, greater wonders. Yet, through it all, I have kept my balanced thought, I have kept poise, I remain composed. I have studied my being, I have examined the world. I am a scientist, I know all the details of the cosmic creation. I have grown a master of arts and life. Not only a scientist, I am also an artist. And I have grown master of the arts of life. I have tamed a wild beast, trained to be my friend. A beast of prey, I have tamed him. I have brought him under control, and he has become the guardian at my doors to guard my house. A lion is there, but it is he now who serves as a guardian at his house. I have tamed wild beasts, trained to be my friend. He guards my house, looks up, waiting my will. At my beck and call, he is there. I had taught my kind to serve and to obey. I have hewed the mystery of the cosmic waves to see far distances and to hear far words. The vibrations which spread in the cosmos, I know their mystery, and it is through them I can see the far distances. I can see, I can hear the distant words also. I have used the mystery of the cosmic wave to see far distances, to hear far words. I have conquered space and knitted close all earth. Soon I shall know the secrets of the mind. Well, I have conquered space. This he has already achieved. His satellites go to far distant places in the sky. I have conquered space and knitted close all earth. Soon I shall know the secrets of the mind. I play with knowledge and with ignorance. And sin and virtue, my inventions are. I can transcend or sovereignly use sin or virtue, I am above them, or I can use them also the way I like. I shall know mystic truths, seize occult powers. So he is not only an engineer, he is not only a scientist, he is not only an artist, he is not only a space researcher, but he has now command over knowledge. I know the mystic truths. I seize the occult powers, the occult knowledge, the esoteric knowledge, the occult powers, they are in his command. I shall slay my enemies with a look or thought. That is my power. Simply looking at them, I can eliminate my enemy. I shall send unspoken feelings of all hearts, what is happening in their hearts, how they feel, how they react, I can immediately grasp. He is a psychologist. And see and hear the hidden thoughts of men. That is my occultism. I can immediately find out, know what is happening in the mind of another person. When earth is mastered, I shall conquer heaven. I am the materialist who will first conquer earth. And then I will go ahead with the conquest of heaven. The gods shall be my aids or menial folk. They will either help me, they will be my aids, my assistants, my helpers, my colleagues, or they shall be my servants. No wish I harbor unfulfilled shall die. There is nothing that will not remain unsatisfied in me. No wish I harbor unfulfilled shall die. Omnipotence and omniscience shall be mine. I will know everything. I will have all the power. And whatever is required by me, whatever I wish to achieve, that shall be achieved. And Savitri heard the voice of the Madonna of work and force. And Savitri heard the voice, the warped echo heard. She also heard the dwarf Titan boasting about his deeds. And Savitri heard the voice, the warped echo heard, and burning and turning to her being of power, she spoke, Madonna of might, mother of verse and force, thou art a portion of my soul, put forth. It is my soul who is actually acting through you. It is a part of my soul that you are. Thou art a portion of my soul, put forth to help mankind and help the travail of time. Because thou art in him, in man, because thou art in man, because thou art in him, man hopes and dares. Because thou art, man's soul shall climb the heavens and walk like gods in the presence of the Supreme. But yes, this shall happen. But when this shall happen? But without wisdom, power is like a wind. If this has to be achieved, wisdom and power have to go together. But without wisdom, power is like a wind. In what way it is like a wind? It can breathe upon the heights and kiss the sky. It can live in the upper atmosphere, the wind. Wisdom can remain in the upper skies. But what happens in reality here, that it cannot achieve. It can liberate, it can breathe upon the heights and kiss the sky. It cannot build extreme, eternal things. So in order to build extreme, eternal things, wisdom should be accompanied with power. Power and wisdom, they had to go together to build extreme, eternal things. Thou hast given men strength. Yes, you are given power, but you don't have wisdom at the moment. Thou hast given men strength. Wisdom thou couldst not give. That is your shortcoming. One day, but what will happen? One day I will return, a bringer of light. I will come back. After discovering my soul, I will come back. One day I will return, a bringer of light. Then I will give to thee the mirror of God. Then you will see the true face of God. I will bring strength and wisdom to you, and then you will see the face of God. One day I will return, a bringer of light. Then I will give to thee the mirror of God. Thou shalt see self and world as by him they are seen. The way he sees this world and the self, it is in that way you will also be able to see. Thou shalt see self and world as by him they are seen, reflected in the bright pool of thy soul. Your soul will be the mirror, and in that you will see that thing. Thy wisdom shall be vast as vast thy power. Yes, you are very powerful, but you lack wisdom. When I come back, I will give wisdom also. And then wisdom and power will be of equal strength. Thy wisdom shall be vast as vast thy power. Then hate shall dwell no more in human hearts. It is wisdom which will remove hate from the heart of man. And fear and weakness shall desert him, shall desert men's lives. The cry of the ego shall be hushed within. His lion roar that claimed the world as food. The ego's cry, like a hungry lion roaring, claiming for food, it is that which shall be hushed. The cry of the ego shall be hushed within. His lion roar that claimed the world as food. All shall be might and bliss and happy foes. When I come back with wisdom, then all shall be might and bliss and happy foes.